All right, I'm just getting stuff set up here. I had to reboot the computer because the kernel audio interface crashed or something. The audio capture module, and it has to have a reboot for that to load for whatever reason. Because it's only 2024, people. It's only 2024. We can't. Well, I guess still 2023. My bad. I bet maybe in 2024, maybe that's when the magic will happen. Okay. All right. So we're turning on the things. We're turning on the things. We're turning on the things. By the way, I'm using my left hand with the mouse today because, well, actually because it was becoming fatigued. So I gave it more work to do. And by mouse, I mean trackpad, of course. I can't use a mouse. Mice drive me nuts. I keep on trying to use this magic mouse thing. Can't do it. But yeah, the trackpad. Because my pinky was hurting. My pinky was hurting from hitting backspace and colon too much. So I'm thinking about getting a different keyboard. I've been thinking about that for a little while now, but we'll see. I've got the key switches. They're in a box here. I don't know if I can open up the box. I'll show you real quick. It's got Glorious Panda and Friends. Because I don't know if I want the cherries. I don't know if they're the thing for me. They're the thing that's popular, but that doesn't mean that they're really the best, you know. So I got this variety pack of switches. So those are keyboard switches. There's the clacky one. Hear that? I think there's another one. The lubed Glorious Panda is among the best. There's one of the clacky browns. I actually find that sound really satisfying. I would want one of those just to play with. And then there's the other brown. But I think it's actually, I'm not sure if it's the Glorious Panda lubed or the Gatoron Clear that kind of has the lightest press. Now the question is, am I a light enough typer to handle that? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. What we're going to figure out right now is how to sort versions that are not necessarily Semver. So we've got 2000. Well, we'll get there. Hold on. Let me sneeze. Okay, we're sneezing and we're starting. All right. So don't mind the hair. I didn't do anything. Oh, wait. Are we running the audio capture? Okay, we're running the audio capture. Do we have soundboard? We've got soundboard. Okay, yeah, because I had to restart, and you know, whenever you have to restart, things get funky. While we're restarting, let's go ahead and fill up our cup here. Fill up our cup. I go to Swig once a week. I get a new cup, because, you know, styrofoam lasts a long time, but it doesn't last forever. So I get a new cup and a specialty Mountain Dew. And then the rest of the week, I just fill it up with the plain old glorious nectar of the gods. So there's one 12-ounce can. By the way, a 32-ounce cup holds 24 ounces. Did you know that? I was shocking. Shocking. They don't measure by the dew they give you. They measure by the cup they give you. See, I thought they were going to give me a 40-ounce cup with 32 ounces of Mountain Dew. I thought it was something like that. No. You buy the 32-ounce cup. I think they give you more than 24 ounces of Mountain Dew. But anyway. Okay, so let's fill that up. Get hydrated. You know what they say about staying hydrated. Somebody had the audacity to say that they don't think that stimulants help them work and sleep well. Is that somebody I know? I couldn't believe it. What kind of lies are you spreading? So here's the thing about the stimulants. Is you have to be ADHD or similar for the stimulants to work. You can't just be fairly neurotypical, throw some stimulants on it and say, I'm going to get superpowers. No, you have to have the superpowers, and then it's reverse kryptonite. The caffeination unlocks them. And I've taken Mountain Dew to fall asleep before. It's all about getting the right proportions. I don't know what they are. Okay, so, yeah. Let's first, let me get a sip of this. I need... Oh. Okay, it's a little more than a sip, but I needed a little more than a sip. So it's still good. All right, so here's the dealio. These are what the versions actually look like. You got your fairly normal versions, but some of them only have 1 dot. Some of them have 2 dots. That's the standard format. And then some of them have 3 dots, which is kind of weird. No, I get it, actually. I get it. But then you have the pre-releases are with a minus if it's Semver, and this one happens to be Semver. Then you've got a plus for build, and I believe that build, we're going to treat it as though it sorts, because that's our option. We have to treat it that way, because we do. And then, yeah, so that's build. So this is whatever build 2. There's only one that was like that. These were the only ones that had a plus in them, were in this format. So there's others that had a plus, but they followed the same format. Then here are all the ones. Here's the format of all the ones that had a minus in them. So if we get all of this correct, and we figure all of this out, then we're good. What's really weird about this one is the windows. It's probably something that was predominantly Linux or whatever. So they've got the release candidate and then the build. Okay. And then here's all the non-numerics unfiltered. So this is what we're predominantly worried about. I think that I caught all the different variations of this just in this. With one exception, is that this is actually non-numeric down here. This has a build hash to it or something. Oh, and I was told that I might need to take the background music down, so I'm going to do that real quick. I heard that it's just a notch too high. I'm going to assume that that's probably about 3 dB. So I'm going to... I think I'm just going to try compressing it a little more. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to take the compressor. I'm going to put the thresher of the threshold of the compressor, oh my goodness, down by another 6 dB is what I'm going to do. Well, 3 dB. We'll start with 3 dB. We'll see how that works. Or, I don't know. We'll go a little bit here. And then with the limiter comes after the fact. Okay, this sounds... Forgive me for playing with the audio live here. To me, that looks like it's definitely within the sweet spot. Let me move that around a little bit more. Okay. Somebody let me know if we're hitting the sweet spot there. But I'm going to adjust the limiter as well. Okay, where's the limiter? I'm going to take the threshold of the limiter way down. We're going to take it down to -33. I guess it's not way down, but... Okay, so now the music should not be too loud, hopefully. Hopefully now it's right in the sweet spot. I was trying to adjust to get it right in the sweet spot before. So let me know. Chat, comment if you want to. Let me know. Music, sweet spot? Too loud? Too soft? No, those are not the right symbols. But, you know. There's no emoji for this anyway. Okay. So I'm just going to do this as its own file. And we're just going to test that we can... I've got a file with all the versions in it. And so we're just going to try to make something that matches all of these. So this is my thought on my strategy. Is that anywhere that we have a... Let's see, where's the mix where it's 2 beta 1 or something? Because we have one of those... I don't see that represented here, but we should. So let me see, 2 beta, there it is. So these ones should be represented there, but they're not. So I guess I didn't have all of them. But this, we need to have this in there. And so what I think I want to do with these is just put a hyphen. If there's a number and then a word, to put a hyphen in between the number and the word. I think that's step 1. Then we'll split everything into 4 version parts, and we'll give everything that doesn't have the remaining version parts zeros at the end. So if it's 1.2 and that's it, 1.2 hyphen RC, it becomes 1.2.0.0 hyphen RC. So we're going to extend Semver to be 4 digits, and we're going to make everything sortable, and the few that we get wrong, I don't think are actually going to matter, because I don't think that there's several of the same version here. Oh, and this is another one where we have a word and then a dot or a digit. We need to replace the digit, the dot, or the nothing with a hyphen. So I think that's our basic rule. And then this one's just an outlier. I actually want to find out what this is real quick. Oh, I don't have my terminals open yet. No! It's okay. It's okay. So I rebooted my computer, and you know how I'm keeping everything in /temp? Because somehow I think that that's a good idea. Hold on. I'm muting. Muted. So I don't know why I've decided doing this, but I just clone my projects into /temp, and then I make sure that I just commit all the time. Because anything that's not committed, it gets lost. And so far, I don't think I've lost any work this way. I almost did. But the thing that cleans out /temp only cleans out files that are, their modification date is older than a certain date, so I didn't actually lose anything that I was working on. But I prefer this because things get so messy. So I do whip commits pretty often. And this one, if we do a get cherry v main, I mean, we've got a lot of commits since main. Some of them actually need to make it into a hotfix. And some of them I'm not really, yeah. This is going to squash down into any legitimate fix commits that are hot fixes. They're going to stay separate. But a lot of this is just going to go away. Because it's not really that valuable. All right, so what I do need to do, though, is I need to rerun the command that produces version.txt, and apparently that didn't get saved, which is very sad. So we're probably going to have to go into the lint builds here and find out where we do something with build.version. Here we are, right here. Okay, so now we're going to... Hey, what? Oh, it was versions.txt. Oh, that did not work. So we're going to do npm clean install. Okay, I don't want words in my musics, so we're going to skip the words. By the way, I keep on getting copyright claimed, not the hard kind, because then, I wouldn't have a channel anymore, but every single time. I'm just so ticked off about this. You cannot get... There is no way to either pay for a license to music or use music that's royalty free, because you get troll copyright claimed. It's so annoying. How's everybody doing today? By the way, the chat will show up here if you do the chatty chat. I've been watching a lot of Prime recently, and the more I watch it, the more I love him. The more I want to pick up his isms. Not as much as a deliberate thing, but just it happens anyway. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna need another Mountain Dew in there. Okay, this is taking forever. All right, everybody, let's go take a pee break. Grab a drink. Listen to your favorite pop song. Play with clickety-clackety keys. It seems like in order to really know which keys you like, you'd have to have 10 different keyboards and, you know, try each one for 2 weeks. Okay. All right, this is done. I don't know why that took so long. Well, I kind of do, because it's running the audits as well. Where were we at? Okay, so Webi lint builds. Right. I know what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to have it print out all the versions into the file. Wait, that was too quick. Something went wrong. Ah, API rate limit. Right, I know about that one. There we go. That's more what I expected. Yeah. Pretty good time. Then if we run it again, it's 3/4 of a second. Ooh, up to a whole second. Ouch. Oh well. Okay, so then what we do is we sort this, and we let's see, we sort by version, and that puts all this stuff at the bottom, and then I think we can just put this back into the same well, we have to put it into a different text file, because otherwise it's writing as it's reading, and that's not going to work out. Because the way that the pipe system works is you are actually streaming. It is an efficient stream. It is not buffering. It is piping. All right, versions sorted.txt. So that went from, I don't know, 20,000 versions to just a few here. Oh, bless me. My burps. Okay, no libc, invalid, errors. Okay, great. So there we are at our 2482 number, which, is that one lower than what I had here? 24. Oh, okay. No. Somebody published a new package, so now it went from 63 to 82, which is great. Okay, so we're going to read this in, and these are all the unique versions, and we are going to figure out how to sort them, which this did a dang good job, sort-v. But, and there, I think that sort might even have a way to do this, but these right here should sort before this. So I could do some manual sorting. But beta and RC, any of that should sort before the actual thing. And luckily, alpha, beta, RC, The only thing, the preview, preview and RC, I don't think people are going to use those at the same. I think people either use dev or beta, and people either use RC or preview. If they use beta, they'll use RC. If they use dev, they'll use preview. So there are some conflicts that we don't have to worry about. We can let the natural word sort. Oh yeah, and then this OCI thing. I wanted to know, what is OCI? I think that's describing a feature. What is this? HashiCorp Terraform. What is Terraform OCI? Let's figure out what that is real quick. Oh, okay. So this is more of a vendor thing. Okay. So I'm not sure what that means or if we need to worry about it. It could be a really old version. Let's just try this. I would hope that, all the new versions just include the thing. Okay, it looks like OCI has not been around for a long, long time. So it's probably, they were creating basically beta builds of this that had OCI. Okay, so we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to ignore that one entirely and let it sort. However it sorts, it won't matter. It's old. It's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to take these versions and we're going to move those into the build classifier. A lot of this code is just going to move and live in the build classifier. That is a tool unto itself that I think anybody could get a lot of value. Well, anybody that's working on this sort of thing could get a lot of value out of. All right, that's what we're working on. All right, we're going to use strict. We are going to fs require node fs. So Bun, unfortunately, does not support partial reads through the Node.js promises API. I want to use Bun on stuff, but every time I go to use it, there's things that aren't implemented yet. Every single time. Every single time. I have not yet once said, oh, I'm gonna just do this with Bun, and then not had something be missing. Which I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just the way it is. I'm not griping about Bun per se. They obviously can't implement, and they have a lot better methods that if you wanted to be more modern, you would just build them with Bun. At this point, I don't think I'm going to build anything that's Bun specific. And so when I use node specific things, well, first it was the crypto library, then it was process.env for detecting whether it was node or Bun, and then it was, now it's the getting the file handle to read the file, because I only want to read so many bytes of the file. I don't want to read the whole file, and I want to do it asynchronously, which I don't really know why I want to do that. I could probably not do it asynchronously and be just fine. Remember, process.exit in these, otherwise they like to hang around sometimes when they shouldn't. Okay, so await fs.read file, and we're going to give it There we go. So we're going to grab the versions file. And we're going to read it in. We're going to read it in as, I would say UTF-8, but it shouldn't matter. I don't really think it should have to be UTF-8. We're going to read that thing in, and then versions is going to be versions txt dot split on new line, or anything like the new line, because JavaScript treats new line, and when you're doing a split, new line is an alias for return as well. And then versions txt should be versions txt.trim. That way we don't end up with the empty line at the beginning or the end. So we can get rid of that. And then from there, we should be able to console.log versions. And then let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Whoops. Great. So that's exactly what I wanted. Now, what we're going to need to be able to do also is console.info. Okay, here's another thing. We can garbage collect that a lot sooner. So watch this. Boom. Now we garbage collect versions txt. So a little trick I learned in my time sojourning in Rust that works. It works in Go, Rust, JavaScript, you name it. Having an extra block, just as a kind of a hygiene type of thing, it allows things that are not used to be garbage collected. Now, I don't know if the JavaScript JITs are generally optimized for this technique. They should be. I don't think there's any reason that they shouldn't be, because if you're using a block and you've got let, then you know that anything that's in here can't make it outside, so it should free it as soon as it ends the block. But who knows? Okay, so we've got versions. Oh, what's that? Oh, that tasted terrible. Oh, hold on. I thought that was just Mountain Dew. It got on my finger, but apparently something else got there as well. I think it was lead. I'm gonna die of lead poisoning now. Okay, so we can log the versions down here. What we're going to do before we get to that point is we'll go over each version and we will figure out how to change them. So the first thing that I want to do is say version equals version.replace. And then we're going to have, I think that we're going to have a thing. We might need to do a new regexp with this. In fact, it could live out there. One of the nice things, by the way, it does not matter where you declare your regular expressions, whether you declare them in the loop or up top or wherever. Anything that's a constant in your file will get hoisted as a constant. So the JIT will do that for you. So we're going to have beta, what is it? Alpha, beta, and we could go dev, RC, and preview. Oh, and pre. which pre does not necessarily mean preview. It just means that it's before the build. Okay, so we are going to construct a regular expression that uses these. You know, I don't even know why I'm doing this. This seems silly. I think we will need to use channels again, so I might as well do it this way, because this is going to get refactored, and then channels is going to get exported, and it's, you know, it's going to be its own thing. But yeah, so we'll keep with it. But you know what we don't need to do? We don't need to keep the intermediate representation around. Okay, what is this complaining? Oh, right. What's up, chat? How's it going? Feel free to say hello. Or don't. Your choice. Let the one who guide you. Okay, channels match. Channels over, channels match. And then really, we don't even need channels match. We just need channels RE. Well, we're going to need two. Well, maybe we can just do one. If it's not complicated. Okay, and then I think we want to say hyphen dot digit optional hyphen or dot, and then an optional hyphen or dot and a digit. Do you want to do an optional plus as well? I think we do. Actually, I think we can take that straight to word character. All right, and then our replace is going to be channels RE, and then a channels replace. So what should that look like? So we're going to say \1, or I think it's $1 in JavaScript, $1 hyphen oh, and then this should actually be like that, and then we're not using a capture group, which is great, although we're probably going to have to come back and use a capture group later. But then that would mean $2, and this would mean then we would have $3. So here's the problem with this. Okay, what we might end up with is an extra hyphen at the end, which it'd be better if we just do 2 of them. Let's not do it this way, because if we have to adjust for the extra hyphen at the end, it's just like it's not going to work out. So let's do re pre and post. So this will be re pre, and then we'll do re post, and they'll almost be identical, except that the pre will only care about the prefix, and the post will only care about the suffix. And then we'll have the pre-placer and the post-placer. Stupid names for the win, right? All right. Okay, so that looks right to me. And then we're just going to stack these. Okay, and I do have to keep an eye on the time. Well, that's not good. Because I have a meeting I have to get to that I need to leave for in an hour. Ish. All right, so we could test those out. I suspect that the JIT should inline this. Oh, there we go. And this would actually be a plus. All right, so let's try it out and see what happens. Oops. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I hear my son on the baby monitor. I don't know if anybody else hears him. I think he's playing Bowser. Okay, invalid regular expression. Ah, yes. Yes. Backslash, my only weakness. Come on, why is the internet so slow? Backslash, real backslash, real backslash. This is not true. Oh, I think I kind of get it. But these... These are not... I don't think there's any case where... I don't think there's any case where you would have 3. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So let's go put in all the backslashes for the win. Okay, that's not what was supposed to happen. Joyce? Since when? Oh. Duh. Alright, and then we need to join with a new line again. The one true way. Okay. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Which ones get captured correctly, which ones don't? I think I saw at least one that was wrong. Okay, these are wrong. I mean, I guess they don't really matter. They'll sort correctly either way. Yeah, that's not just a build variant. I take it back. I repent of my wrong ways. I think that's sufficient. I do kind of want to know why my other one didn't work. But I actually think... Okay, so here... RC did not work out. Okay, so I don't know if anything worked out. Do we still have the 2 beta problem? Oh, I know what... Did y'all see this? Did y'all see what I didn't do here? Okay. So, here's the deal. If we were going to do it this way, then... in order to replace this in situ... I wonder if it would be... Well, it doesn't matter. We're talking about such a small thing, but I wonder if it would be faster to just build the array on the fly rather than replace it in place. I wonder if the indexing isn't worth it. It'd be fun to benchmark that one day, maybe. Okay. Alright, do we have a 2 beta still? We still have a 2 beta. So something did not work. Oh, it's because I didn't do... Yes. Okay. If only I could increment that sweet, sweet pointer. Okay, there was something that looked wrong here. Okay, that looks wrong. Alright, how did this go wrong? This is captured. And this should have been consumed. So a dot or a slash or a plus. So a digit. That should have been consumed. I'm very confused as to how that wasn't consumed. That dot should have been consumed. Okay. Oh, and you know what else I'm going to do? Is that we are going to do hotfix. We're going to cheat a little bit with the hotfix thing. All right, but let me do this. And then let's take a look at the difference between the two versions. Whoops. Okay, I need an alias for this. That did not work the way I was expecting. Maybe I need to make that a function, not an alias. Interesting. Okay, so we're just outright nothing's working. Got it. So the reason that that's not working is because it's literally like nothing's working. So my replace here is not even working on the small level. So I need a unit test for this mabob. All right, let me think about this for a second. Channels or... All right, so let's see if we can play with this. .2 beta 1. All right, version.replace. Oh, let's see, var re equals version.replace. Okay, that looks like that works. So what did I do wrong here? Did I just not... I didn't put it out to the file? Is that what went wrong? Okay, I'm a little confused, or a lottle confused. I'm a lottle confused. Did I not save it to the file? Versions. I had the array, I swapped out the things in the array. Okay, what dumb thing am I doing? What off by one error am I making in my brain and in the rest of the world? Oh, for let I equals 0. That's it. That's okay. I need to have this unit testable anyway. This is all regular expressions should be unit testable. I think that's a fairly universal truth that's not that controversial. Okay. All right, good. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. What's up, David? Best way to write unit tests in my 30 plus years of programming at FANG companies is to not write any. Life is too short. Oh. Your 30 plus years of working at FANG companies. That is amazing. You founded every single one of them? Before the internet? That's great. Or are you saying your cumulative years because you worked at 2 or 3 at a time? So your cumulative 30 years of working at FANG companies. Yeah, no. Regexes need to be unit tested. They really, really do. I mean, this essentially is the unit test that I'm writing right now. All right, here we go. So, oh, this is where it gets weird, though. Okay. So why? Yeah, okay. I think a lot of these we can leave alone. I'm really concerned with just these ones. So, okay, so here's what I need to do. I took the wrong approach. We're going to fix it. So the first thing we're going to do is do parts equals version dot split like that. All right. And then we're going to say okay, let's say full version. That way we give ourselves some leeway here. Okay, and then we're going to say parts 1 equals version dot split. No, I can't do it that way. Okay. So then we'll just call it build, or I don't know what to call it. Okay, no. Okay. So we're going to take this off the top. Version goes there. And then flippy dippy, flippy dippy, flippy dippy. All right, this is... I don't like how this is going. This is feeling way too complicated. But we're going to try it out. Sorry, typo 300 plus. You're 300 plus years. Nice. Nice, David. Speaking of Davids, where's Hackdan? Okay. So we should do parts.slice. No. All right, there we go. Okay. So what we're going to get here is 1.2 beta 1, 1.2 hyphen beta 1. And then what we're going to get here (1.2 beta 1, 1.2 beta 1). Okay. All right, and then with the version, why is this one so quiet? I bet it's less quiet with the compressor. I bet you can hear it. I can't hear it. Can y'all hear the music? What are we doing here, brother? Hey, Tort, what's up? All right, what we're doing here, brother, is I've got... So as part of Webi, we have over 33,000 build assets that are potential candidates for installation on a computer between Windows, Mac, Linux, ARM, x86, 64, etc., etc., etc. And then all of those are versioned, and the versions are not consistent. So we're talking about from projects like Dino, Bun, let's see, the Flutter, Unit Go is, interesting because its versions are 1.2 instead of 1.2.0, but then it has, so 1.2, then 1.2.1, etc. Then, yeah. So of these various different projects that have assets that are installable, whether it's commands or binaries, or in case of NerdFont, I think NerdFont's the only one that has something that's installable, that's just weird. Okay, anyway. So at all these things, we have lots and lots and lots of different styles of, well, not lots and lots, but we have lots of different styles of versioning, and they're not necessarily Semver. And my goal is to make sure that we translate them into a format that is universally sortable. And so that's what we're working on. It's just, I'm going to skip this one. This one's too obnoxious. Okay. The song is too obnoxious. So that's what we're working on. So we want to get something like this to turn into something like this. We actually want to go, we're going to go one further, because some of these have 4 decimal places. So we're just going to go with the 4 decimal places. So what we need to do next with the version here is, we could say, let levels equals version.split. Probably need to do this one down lower. So this is going to be something like 1.0. Beta to 1.0. 1.0 beta. All right, so at this point, we should have solved this problem. Anything that's actually a channel, alpha, beta, etc. Yeah, so because the problem is that rarely but occasionally, when you install something from webinstall.dev, you get not the version that you should have gotten. And by rarely but occasionally, I mean this has happened a number of instances that I can count on maybe 3 fingers a year over the past few years. So it's very, very rare for me to experience it or for someone to report it, but it has happened. And so this is, okay. Well, one of the problems was before, I mean, this whole project that's been lasting about a month now, in terms of this, a refactor effort that is turning into a partial rewrite effort because, well, it's just not possible to refactor. But anyway, so I take the couple hundred things that you can install via Webi, and I've actually made tools so that I can lint the releases from the various release APIs. So I've put them all together, and then I look across the 33,000 assets, and I found, what was it, 24,000, or no, it's 24,000 versions, because it ends up not being, there ended up not being 33,000 of the assets are not actually installable. There are things like documentation, signature files, licenses, there's extra stuff there. So about a third of them aren't actually installable. And then a lot of them have the same version number, 1.1.1, 1.1.2, 1.1.3. Everybody's got those, right? So when you get rid of those, 10% of the version numbers are unique. And so that's what we're working on here. We're working on the smallest set of version numbers that's the unique set. And then we're making sure that they all can either be accounted for or ignored. So we're essentially, yeah, we're standardizing and linting the version numbers. So I need to be able to split this. I'm calling it levels because it's major, minor, patch, whatever. So, all right, so for level of levels, we'll have a digits only RE here. And this will be very simple. Starts with digit character, ends with digit character. Okay, so we'll check if really this is all right. For levels.length, level equals levels.shift, test level, push it. All right, if it doesn't look like a digit, then break, we're done. Otherwise, push. So at this point, for digits.length less than 4, digits.push 0. I guess that should be a string 0. So this is 1. Okay, so then version. Okay, so the version should be back to that thing. Now we need to get the levels. Levels dot join dot. Okay, but if level, they're going to do the same thing as up here. Wait, how was this done before? So this was the version. So we're going to add the hyphen anyway. Yeah, okay, so that's right. I don't know. This is getting kind of rough. All right, so that's rel. And then return. There we go. All right. The light is really showing off your old man here. It seems like it is, but it's not actually. It's just, this is more a trick of the light. Well, I mean, this is my old man hair right here. This is actually just because I got out of the shower without doing anything to my hair, and it's winter, so it's really dry, which makes it really shiny in the camera. More so than it is in real life, which makes it look like my entire head is nothing but gray. But it's actually not. It's just a trick of the light. Not to say that there's not plenty of gray in there, but yeah, the light makes it look different than it is. Unless I'm wrong. Let me, what time is it? 4:30. Do you know where your children are? No, it's 1:30. Let's see here. Yeah, what you're seeing... Whoa. Yeah, my hair is really wackadoodle today. Because what you see is also got a LUT on it, like a really light LUT, and so there's more dynamic range. It's first it's muted and then it's exacerbated. Yeah. What time is it? 4:30. What time is it? 4:30. It's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are? All right, so my confidence level that I got this right is middling at best. We'll see. I kind of want to skip this part, but I'm not going to. I could skip the whole thing. We could skip that for now. I think that'll make it a little bit easier to diff. So I'm going to skip that part for now so that it's easier to diff. Okay, so this went wrong. This went very, very wrong. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out why this went quite so wrong that it did. Oh, it went quite so wrong that it did because we're not returning full version. That's why. Okay, all right. And then, of course, yeah, we need this. Whoops. All right, so what are we looking at here? Oh, weird. That was the input. Okay, so this was just some bad versioning that happened. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, something has gone really wrong here. Might need to work with a smaller set. So this is interesting. So B1, that should be hyphenated. I don't know why B1 didn't work out here. Oh, right. Hey, what's up, David? How you doing? Good to see you again. I missed you. Okay, that is wrong. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go back up here And I actually am going to include B as an alternative form of beta. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, that's right. I like that. Okay, so we're still getting the hyphen at the end, which doesn't make sense. Probably because, you know, I just did something stupid. No, that's not doing something stupid. Okay, that's if level. No. Okay, how about this? Rels, no rel. Okay, rel. How about rels dot unshift subrel? We'll do it like that. Okay, rels dot unshift level. If rels dot length, let rel equals rels dot join. Okay. Oh! Okay, good. So there's only about a screen of this, so we're just going to spot check this. I'm going to make this smaller so that I can do an easier spot check on this. All right, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see. I'll see how much bigger I can make it. It looks like maybe that much bigger. Let's try. Okay. So let's spot check this. Did each of these turn out well enough? I mean, the main thing is we need to separate stable from the non-state, you know, stable from release channels. You know, the rest of it, I don't really care about. And remember, this is across many projects. So within a project, at least within a single release of a project, we can assume, without making an ass out of you and me, we can assume that the you know, releases will be correctly versioned within that project, within that specific particular version, right? Because if they change how they version the betas between 1.4 and 1.5, that's not a big deal because 1.5 will still sort later. One exception to that would be the ones where the nightlies are by date and the betas and stables are by version. But again, I don't care. That one, you know, we can leave that one out. So what I'm seeing here, this all looks good. It looks like these are all the same pattern until here. And that's working as expected. Okay, and then these are all the same pattern. And these are all the same pattern. I'm just doing a little spot check here. Okay, we've got our hot fixes. And we're gonna sort pluses. Oh, we've got a problem. We've got a problem. How did that happen? I know how it happened. I'm not sure what to do about it. It's because in this case, we have to split on the plus. So I think what I'd rather do is, let's see where else we've got a plus. If there's any other place where there's a plus, we need to worry about something in particular. Okay, this one. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I think we just need to handle that sooner or later. I'm not sure which. So it's just hot fixes, that one off, and then there should be something that actually had a build in here somewhere. I don't know where it went. I don't see it right now. Okay. Dominique does dev. Experienced JavaScript dev at work, I see. That is right. Working GG. 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 Yeah, even with RC. Tort, I don't know what you were referencing that to, but I think we already saw the same thing. Okay. So let me think about this, because we want to preserve the plusness of it. Okay, so if a plus, I think we need to do that way up here. We need to do... I think that's it. And I think we could get rid of the check, because it's probably less expensive to just do it than to check for it. Yeah, whatever. It's more clear. Yeah, whatever. No, that's good. Okay, and then we want to do this hotfix replacement probably as late as possible. Probably right about there. Okay. So let's check and see what we've got here. I'm going to clear out the screen. Oh, did something happen? It says I'm now live. I thought I've been live for the last hour and a half. Speaking of which, is that hour and a half? Okay, I've got 15 minutes and I need to wind down. I think we'll be in a good place to wind down within 15 minutes. Okay. So good. Hotfix is doing the right thing. First, I'm just spot checking that nothing on the right looks weird. And so far, nothing on the right looks weird to me. Okay, if anybody else sees something that looks weird, let me know. How did these bees get handled? Did the bees get handled correctly? Okay, we've got another problem over here with the BE. I got to think about how to handle that. I think I can make that match a little bit more strict. So I think what I can do is say that it's either the beginning or a dot and then a plus, and then we can do 1, 2, 2, and 3. Let's see what that's like. I probably shouldn't. Let me go back on that real quick, because we have something that's working, and I really don't want to mess it up on a whim. So let me copy that, because it's the, you know, you make a subtle change to a regex and then the rest of your day is ruined. And, you know, when I have it mostly working, that's kind of the time to commit it. But it's not fully working, and it's so close, I didn't want to mess with it. Okay. So, now we've mostly not destroyed these. Okay, and then I'm going to say, I'm going to make the other side more strict as well. So we're going to say that this is D plus and a non-word character at the end. So we're trying to get rid of the B's that are in the middle of the hash. That's what we're trying to do there. That's a stretch. It's so much of a stretch that I think that this B ought to be a special case. Because I think that stretching it this much is bad. But let's just try it out and see what happens. And then I think that because if your options are make your regex more complicated or handle a special case, dollars to donuts, handle the special case is the right thing to do. Yeah, see what happens here? The regex just becomes much more difficult to deal with. So we got a couple of options. And then we also would have needed, we wouldn't need to do it like that, wouldn't we? Just to see. Okay. Yeah, so that then I broke that, you know. So it's a good thing that I had the good sense to save this and save this. We need to get that out of there. We need to somehow make this a special case, because B is not really a channel. I get what they were doing there, but it's probably just one or two of these that have the beta. Let's see. Okay, B digit plus okay. Yeah, I was live for 84 minutes. Oh no. Thanks for catching that, Tort. You've got an eye like a shark. Or a hawk. Or a big fish. Or an even bigger fish. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the internet went out for approximately 4 seconds. I see drop frames. Well, 5 seconds. Internet went out for 5 seconds 10 minutes ago or whenever it was. Okay, so $1 hyphen B $2. Or you could probably just do $2. Yeah. This is a special case, but if it gets complicated in the future, we'll drop it and just treat it like a build hash and open a PR on the maintainer. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to get rid of this post stuff because it makes the comments look janky. And we're not going to use it, and I know we're not going to use it, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then since that's a special case, I'll just move it to its own section so this stuff flows a little better. Get rid of that because we're not going to use it. And I know we're not going to use it. Okay, so at this point, if I unbroke this enough, or I didn't re-break it worse, I should save this, because we're at a pretty good point where things mostly make sense here. Okay, so just going down the line, I'm just looking for anything that I can tell is just off. And then I'll go and I'll look more specifically. So right now I'm just looking for the hyphen separator. Does the hyphen separator make sense, or is there any place where the hyphen separator looks wrongo bongo? Okay, so we got this one place right here where the hyphen separator looks wrongo bongo, and I'm trying to think about why that would be. I have an idea. Yeah, so we got that one. Do we have any other place where the hyphen separator went wrongo bongo? Okay, all looks good, including these B's. Okay, so let me see if I can fix that. I think that that's actually a category problem. So, when this is unshifted, one of the other last things that we're going to need to do is a version replace minus plus with plus. And that should give us back our plus 002. Where'd that 002 go? It was on the lower half, wasn't it? Hold on. Why am I not seeing it in the output here? Oh, I'm not seeing it because it's no longer in the diff because now it's correct, right? That's why I'm not seeing it. Right. Okay, so that's now correct. Okay, great. So at this point, we should go ahead and save because this is mostly right. And it's about time for me to go. Need my Hawkeye, don't you? I do, Tort. Like, sub, and follow so that I can have you more often and help me with that. Yes, I appreciate that. So I had a coworker who was unique. Searching for the right word, because he wasn't really interesting. He was kind of just, just a dude. He wasn't exciting. He didn't draw attention to himself. You wouldn't have really noticed him, in the crowd or at the workplace. He just, he's pretty heads down. But, he'd get up to go use the bathroom or grab a drink or whatever. And then in passing, just look at your screen. Just happen to look at your screen, just casually glance at your screen and then walk over and say, I think there might be a bug here. That plus should be a minus, shouldn't it? That. And he helped me so many times. And he wasn't obnoxious about it at all. It's just like literally he would just notice in passing. And then another cool thing about him is when he started on a new project, he would just play with magnets for 2 weeks. So he'd sit at his desk and every single day he'd just be playing with these magnets, like putting them in different shapes and staring at the screen. And he'd do that for 2 weeks. And when he was done with that, he would have the entire code base memorized. So you could ask him a question about anything and he would know where it was and what, the problems could be, or like any interaction that could happen with something. I hope one day I get to work with him again. Right now, I think he's making big bucks doing exactly what he wants to do at a relatively boring company, but he gets to, he's working on the project. Not that the project has the world impact that he cares about, but it's the technology stack and the autonomy that he wants. So, yeah. Anyway, one last thing before we go. We're ready to uncomment the digits. We're ready. And now that everything else is working, I don't think that this is going to cause any problems. Let's just take a look. Now, pretty much every single line is going to change here. But so the way to test this, because it's thousands of lines have changed, at least hundreds, but I believe thousands. And we can just kind of go through and take a look. Looks good. What I'd also like to do is, let's see, do we... Let's see what the highest number is. The highest number that we have, generally speaking, is 3 digits long. So here's something I'd like to do. This would change almost every single one of them. But what if, for the digits, what if we do this? So... Because if we do it this way, the normal sort gets us 98% of the way there. Boom! All right, so there we go. We pad the start of each. Now, every single line is going to be different. Right? But... oh, that's interesting. That's a build number. Oh, that's interesting on this one, because the... interesting. That's... look at that. That's the sequential build number. That's an interesting way of doing versioning. I actually kind of like this. You just imagine you keep your patch number. You always bump your patch number. It never goes down to 0. Your patch number just always increments. I like that strategy, to be honest. Okay. Oh, I need to make this go down by 1 and then pull it back over. Okay, so I do need to head out now. But as ugly as this is, the thing is, this is going to sort almost perfectly all on its own. There's one thing that we need to change to make sure that this sorts perfectly, which is we need to find a character that's in between plus and minus in the ASCII sort. And we could just put a character there, and if we let's look at the ASCII table real quick. You want to learn what? What do you want to learn? You want to learn the skill of being able to glance across the room, or you want to learn how to do version matching? All right. So there's the plus. Okay, there's the minus, and then there's the comma. So the problem that we have with the lexicographical sort is plus should actually sort after and minus should sort before. So I think we're going to change the plus to a squiggly. No. Yeah, okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with pure ASCII sort on this because we're geniuses. I don't think this could backfire. Bong! If you ever watched the pitch meeting, how could this possibly backfire? I don't know. Whoopsie. No, I think this is good. All right, we're going to replace that with a squiggle. And we're going to make sure invalid regular expression. Okay. So I definitely should have saved the thing that worked the best so far before I moved on, but whatever. All right, so the minuses should sort before. Let's do this. Sort -u versions new txt. And then we don't even have to do numeric. We can just do sort -u because that's the default JavaScript sort. Okay. So does this make sense? Now some of these don't, but I'm not worried about them because they're in a different tier, so I'm just not going to worry about them. So for example, 2022 lexicographically sorts after this big number, but they're not in the same package, so we really don't need to worry about that. So hyphens will sort before. Okay, but we still do have the problem of this is more of a these are build identifiers. They're not pre-release specifiers. So I might want to do something about that. But okay, let's take a look here. Did these sort in the right order? Beta, then RC, then stable for version 20. They did. Okay, same thing here. RC comes before. Yep. Okay, so now we need to find the hotfixes. Okay, preview and then RC, this is fine because they're either going to use RC or preview, but they're not going to use both. Remember, these are versions across all packages, not versions across the specific package against a specific package. So within a package, the versioning is going to be consistent, or, you know, we just give a big FU to the maintainer. Screw you, pal. All right, now I don't remember what this one was for, but I think, yeah, that's correct. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken now, our lexicographical sorting... Oh, it doesn't work entirely. Because... Okay, we would have to... Let's see. Because beta 17... So here's a problem. Here's a problem we still have. So we do need to do that sort... Yeah, okay. All right, so but how many times are we having beta 17? Well, I mean, this is in version 3 of a thing, so maybe. I'll have to look. I mean, the betas get up to 9, 10. Yeah, okay, pretty common. So we do need to solve that problem. So I'm going to put my to-do, and then we've got that there. I'm going to go ahead and commit this real quick, so in case I reboot my computer or whatever between now and the next time I look at this. But yeah, we want lexicographical versioning. That's the ideal here. Okay, what are we doing? Looking back. What I want to see is that the hotfixes are looking good. Okay, so stable comes first, and then comes hotfix. Great. Yeah. And those two are equivalent, whatever. All right, let's go ahead and clear out the screen. Let's run this again. And then let's look for the plus. Oh, whoops, the tilde. Those all look good. Whatever happened to this one here? That's a question. 1802. I should look for 1802. Where'd that one go? Okay, 1802. Let's look in versions.new for 1802. Okay, and that became a tilde. Okay, good. So that's still there. That's good. All right. So we've got one more edge case that needs to be sorted out, but other than that, I am going to call this good. It's ugly, but I don't need it to be pretty. This isn't for me to print out for other people to look at. This is for me to have an internal way to sort these that works every time. And that's, I want the minimum complexity in the sort algorithm. I literally just want to be able to call dot sort. So if I can make the versions lexicographically sortable and the complexity be there, I would much rather have the complexity be in converting the string into a lexicographically sortable string than having the complexity in the sort function. And one of the reasons for this is the sort function is going to have to do whatever conversion is necessary on two of the strings rather than just one of them. So at least doubling the work. And then the sort function has a lot more conditions in terms of, I mean, we could take all these things and then we could parse them. And I don't know what happens if I don't want to do it. But we could take each segment and then we could parse it as a number and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, and I'm not sure. I kind of want to get it perfect. And there's a lot of these things that go over 10. So I will fix that last remaining bug. But this is good. This is good. It's ugly, but I can defend my position on it, and I need to go now. So now I actually do need to go. My last timer is off. I'm a software engineering student. All I know is Java, HTML, and CSS. Can't land a job with that. Not with that attitude. It's not about the languages you know. It's about what you can demonstrate that you can do. Because the language is relatively unimportant. And do you mean JavaScript or do you mean Java? Because Java and JavaScript are like car and carpet. If there were a company called Car that sold both trucks and carpets. Because the only relationship between the two is the trademark, not the technology or anything really about the technology. Ugh. JavaScript is an incredibly difficult language to begin learning because the resources are unfathomably bad. But good luck to you. You got Java? Well, yeah, one of the things that sucks about university is they definitely don't prepare you for the workplace. And are you learning computer science or software engineering? Because those are also separate fields that are related in that you're both in code, but one of them is focused on the ability to reproduce a system and have it function properly. And the other one is understanding how data structures work in memory and algorithms that are used for computer vision and large language models. And typically when you're writing applications, engineering is a heck of a lot more important than computer science, because you generally only use computer science if you're building a database, if you're building a search engine from scratch. Well, I guess if you're building a search engine, because Google doesn't, provide you with their source code. Or, there's very, very few instances where computer science comes in handy as a general rule. There's lots and lots of places where computer engineering comes in handy, but I think that a lot of times computer engineering, computer engineering is different. Computer engineering is the hardware, which is different from electrical engineering, which is the analog side of it, and then software. Anyway, I have to go, but like, sub, follow if you want to. Let the one guide you, and I will catch you later. Also, remind me to be a positive person, not a negative Nancy, because life will be better for me if I do that, and everybody will enjoy it more. And the prime is teaching me that I should just be so much less negative and so much more positive. He's all his takes are great, and he's so nice to people even when they're dumb. Anyway, I will go ahead. Let's see if we do. Is anybody on Twitch, or are y'all on YouTube? It seems like I get more of a YouTube audience than a Twitch audience. Yeah, that's the case today. So I'm not going to do a raid because there's only one person. Well, come back. Let's figure it out. I would really love to create a course. I need help. I need someone who wants to learn and that also has somewhat of an understanding of the teaching process to help me shape material. If you want to do that with me, that there is a universe in which that could work. But anyway, catch you later. Adios. Oh, by the way, you know what we forgot to do? We had a few wins, and we forgot to hit the W button. All right. I used to celebrate the wins a lot more often. I need to get back to that because it's good for everybody. It's good fun. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.